So I'm going to be revisiting 1.5 Gundam. I did an initial look, and one of the commenters said in there that they opted to not get this one because they couldn't figure out what it came from. And I think that's a legitimate criticism. And it's something I had brought up. And so it appears like this, as far as I could tell, this figure was created. It wasn't created from something. Something was created from it, like a rather cheap looking short animated series. So, but I think it's a great figure. I do. And so I'm going to go through all the gimmicks, or not all of them, but I'm going to go through a lot of the different gimmicks. And so I'm going to put him a little bit to the side. Here is the instruction manual, and we have all sorts of different. It starts on here. There's all the things it comes with. I'm not going to be showing the base or the various things that come with the base, including several pieces that attach on the bottom here so that he can be in a hovering state. Showing various movements that it's capable of. Okay, so we have like the just the neck movement, the ab crunch. I don't think I'm showing it properly. Okay, so it's very, very nicely designed, and it should be, because the thing is very expensive. I'm going to only say it once because I say it too often. $504. So over 500, slightly over 500. So you would expect near perfection. It's not an enormous figure, so a little over 7 inches, I think. So the first thing it shows is you could take this plastic piece, this plastic tool, and remove these things back here, and I'll show you in a little bit why you would want to do that. You're able to attach this blade onto his little arm things here, and so I have it attached, and I'm going to remove it if I can. Okay, okay. It came off with the hook. The hook is part of the piece of the, so there we go. Okay, so the hook is supposed to be in here. Not that it really matters much, but all right. And then what you can do is create like a energy blade with it, like that, and he could hold it in his hand if he's got the proper hand, which he does not. So not really going to show that. All right, so this is where it gets kind of complicated. And I have his kind of wings on here. Let's put this up here. Kind of his wings. And it comes in 3 pieces. Now, one of the mistakes I made, apparently, is when I attached these wings, I pulled one off and I pulled it straight out. And there's plastic pieces in here that come with this piece, and it pulled straight out. And rather than where it's supposed to stay in here, and I'm going to twist it out. Oh, okay, so it did come out again, but it's not as far in, so I'm able to get it loose. It was a pain to get it out before. It was so difficult. So this is always kind of my fear with these. So we're twisted a little bit. With these high. Oh, did it again. All right, I'll fix that later, or maybe I can get it out. Nah, I'll not worry about it. Okay. So at least it's not all the way in. See, I had it jammed all the way in, and it was really, really, really hard to get out. So this piece here that attaches in the back, this is metal, this is plastic, but it goes in fairly easy, and it stays in there. So I may run well over 10 minutes doing this real quick. So this piece here, so you can unlatch these things, and it will come out if you want. Okay. Put it back in there. hook it in. Everything is pretty, most of the things. So this piece here can twist around like that, and then it can, all right, so twist like that, go down. Now it shows that this piece, I can't get this piece out. And I don't know that it necessarily matters. It may be, okay. Okay, I am getting it, but it's really super stiff. And I don't really care because it's not necessary for its, what you may call a transformation. So we'll put this back up here. All right, so I don't really know what. So the wings, they can also be held like a gun. So it shows here that it's holding it like a gun. So this will fold, but to transform it into the gun, you open this up like that, and then some of these are kind of stiff, and it's plastic, so I don't want to damage it. I had it out before. Okay, I got it. There we go. All right, so it's supposed to go like that, and it shows him holding it like a gun. All right, so you could kind of see in here. You know, this might be in the anime. I could not find the anime. I found one episode, which is why I knew enough to know it was rather unimpressive. But it's showing also, I guess, another way to attach, well, attach this on here. Okay, so I had that attached before. So you can do all that. This also swings up. I don't know if this is a scope or something. I'm not sure what this part is here. Okay, but in order to use it as a wing, it kind of all folds up. Okay. And then you have a more legitimate gun, which is this. And everything is very nice. This is all plastic, but it's very nice. And this can also fit in his hand. I don't have the hand, so I folded these out. These will fold up. This piece will come out and has another piece that can replace it. They're plastic, but they are very high quality. Very nice looking. He's got his shield. Now, the way that it's showing in here, it's almost like you have the shield or the wings, but to have both is a bit of a pain. So that's the reason that you remove this piece on here, is so that you can put it in here. And I did it before. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now he's got his shield. Okay, but the problem is, and I don't really see them showing too many pictures with him with the shield and the wings, is because they kind of butt up against each other. So I'm going to remove this so he can have his wings. Like I said, there's a lot of other hands. There's 4 other pairs of hands. Okay. So we will now, I'll put this back in. Oh, that might make it easier. Okay. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's how I should have taken it out. It's just attach it back in there and then twist it out, rather than try to pull it out with my fingers. All right. There we go. Okay. And we attach the other one. Okay. So this is kind of So you could see that if the shield were there, it's all pushing up against each other. So definitely not something I want to do because, these figures, these high-end figures, they have all sorts of warnings about danger to scuffing. And I thought maybe I had scuffed it. There's looks like almost like a scuff mark, but I think it's tiny writing actually. Some of these figures have really meticulous detailing, so I have to take a magnifying glass. And it shows in here all of the different things you can do with his wings. So he could have them back like this. Well, I guess, I guess that's how, I have this twisted differently. Let's see, twist this up like this. Okay, and then he could do that. All right, and then you could conceivably have the shield on there. You could have it all. And it's showing a lot more of the movement of this rather extravagant piece back here. Now, you could see here, he's got a lot of weight on the back here, but he still stands very well. He's got some nice big feet. So there's not really much risk of toppling over. So yeah, I think with this setup, he could also have his shield. I'm going to guess that this is going to be well over a pound if he's all set up, tricked out. And they're really going into this piece here. All sorts of maneuvering and showing what it's capable of doing. So it's pretty cool, actually. And then, of course, in here it shows how he could be put into a flying pose on this. The only time I put one of the Gundam figures on the stand like that is when he didn't want to stand on his own, which is not normal for one of these figures, for one of the Gundam figures. So I could sit there and go in and put this back in here. All right, so now he's able to do all that. Could probably, have his shield up. And of course, again, like I just said, no matter what I'm doing here, this figure is so heavy that he stands really well. Now, I guess I could switch the hand in here and then have his gun. And so that he could have almost everything. It's either probably, well, I guess he could technically have the gun and then his energy weapon in the, I don't get that crazy, with my figures that I have to have every little gimmick held on there. But yeah, there's a lot of, there's like I said, there's the tool to remove this back piece here, which is very nice. That's good. I definitely, and it's plastic, and definitely you don't want to use any metal tools on these. That was the thing when I was trying to get this plastic piece out. I could have taken like a small screwdriver and kind of pried it out, but I don't want to use anything harder than my fingernail to try and manipulate this figure. So one last thing I will show. The box is, and I'm not going to be able to get the whole box into the frame, but the box it's nice, and it's pretty much the size it needs to be for the figure. So, I always appreciate when Bandai keeps their boxes modest, because that is the biggest problem I have. So, again, even though this figure is not from anything legitimate, I mean, it's legitimate in the sense that Bandai created it, but it is a lovely figure. It is a gorgeous figure. It is meticulously crafted. The engineering is gorgeous. The colors are gorgeous. So, from just a visual standpoint, I would say it's one of the nicest Gundam figures I own. So I don't regret buying it. I think it might be sold out everywhere, but if you want it, you can take a look and see. So this is Gundam 1.5 metal build from Bandai.